a lifestyle. We at home with Lisa.
Hello everyone, welcome to At Home with Lisa. Hi love bugs, welcome to the channel. So today you all, I am going to be doing a deco mesh wreath for a client, and I'm going to be using this 16-inch, if you guys can see, wire wreath frame, and I'm also going to be using this mesh here, and I have it red and green, and I have 2 rolls. I'm going to layer them. I'm going to layer it because I want it to be really thick and really full. And this deco mesh is 18 feet long. Both rolls are 18 feet long. And then I'm also going to be using these Chanel stems, which some people call pipe cleaners. And I'm going to need 30 because I have 10 sections here. And I'm going to be putting 3 of my Chanel stems in each section. So that means I need 30. So I'm gonna put 1 here and I'm gonna put 2 up top, okay? So that's how I'm going to be doing that. And also too, I have this beautiful sign that I'm going to be attaching. If this is your first time here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I so appreciate you for tuning in. And if you are returning, welcome back. I so appreciate your continued support. Also too, we're going to be using 3 ribbons also. We're going to be using this 2x9 green. We're going to be using this 4-inch ribbon. And we're also going to be using this red and white stripe 2.5-inch ribbon. So we have 3 different size ribbons. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it by hand or if I'm going to use the bow dabber. I'm probably going to use my bow maker, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put my Chanel stems on. And I'm using the outer 2, and all I do is twist and turn, and I do it about 3 times, and then I want to face them outward. And then I'm using these 2 at the top, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm just twisting, and I'm twisting 3 times, and I'm gonna lay it towards me. And like I said, I'm doing 2 up there. And I'm just going to proceed doing this until I'm done all the way around. Now, if you don't want to put your Chanel stems or pipe cleaners on first, you don't have to. You could do it as you go. But for me, it's a little bit easier to me. And it saves time. That's just my personal preference. Everybody has their way, and that's my way. I hope everyone is having an awesome day. I got up super early this morning because I have another job to do. So I just want to start early so I can finish early. And I need to get a little bit of shopping done as well too. So I have a full day ahead of me today. So I'm going to go all the way around. And as far as the color of the Chanel stem that you use, that's your preference. I just like to use the color that, I like to choose a color that I'm using with my mesh or my ribbon. And that's something else that is strictly up to you. And also too, I want to thank each person whom has ordered a wreath from me. I appreciate your support. There's so many wreath makers out here that are doing wreaths, and I try to do mine on a budget. Try to give it a low cost to the customer. And I'm just using the 2 rims at the bottom, and then I'm using the 2 at the top. And like I said, I'm doing it this way because I want it to be full. I don't like it looking skimpy because I know how I want my wreath to look, so I want the same for someone else. Unless someone says I don't want it to look full, which I seriously doubt someone would say that. But yeah, but I'm doing it 3 times. And like I said, I need a total of 30 because I have 10 sections here. And I want to use 3 chenille stems in each section. Okay, I have my mesh here, and what I want to do is I'm going to lay it down and make sure they're both even. And also too, you can use different colors of mesh. It's just what you want or what your client may want, you know. Sometimes the ends be frayed and you have to just trim them off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the gathering method, where I'm going to use my fingers and I'm going to bring the mesh ribbon to me, because I want to gather this end. As you can see, I'm gathering the end. And I'm going to start at the top. I'm going to start at the top, and I'm going to go ahead and open up my pipe cleaner. I'm going to gently lay this in here, and then I'm going to take my pipe cleaner and I'm going to twist it as tight as I possibly can, because you don't want it to come loose. Okay? And I'm just going to fold it back, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way around. Now, your loops are going to depend on you. Your loops are going to depend on you. How long do you want your loop? You can use a board. You can use a board, or you could use your ruler, okay? I'm on the inches side, so I think that, let's see. I'm going to take mine, see how long I want it to be. I think I'm just going to do like 4-inch loops. And what I usually do is I just usually guesstimate mine. Just depends on how it look when I do my first loop. So I make sure both of them are together. And then I'm just gonna go through. But I want it to be large enough whereas I can separate my 2 pieces of mesh. So if I want to take this out like this, I can. You can see I can take it out, okay? But I want it to be a little bit more, I want it to have a little bit more fluff, so I'm going to give way a little bit more. And I also tie 3 times again, okay? So I'm going to do this all the way around, and I'll let you guys see this as I go, but then I'll do so much and then I'll come back to you guys to let you see how it looks. It's kind of hard because I'm at an awkward pace trying to sit down, but I need to stand up so I can get it done. So what I'm doing right now, I have all of my loops in. So what I'm doing is I'm just spreading them to make it full, is what I'm doing. You have to keep doing that until, you know, you get the fullness and that it is looking somewhat similar as far as the fullness and the thickness all the way around. So that's basically what I'm doing, and just trying to give it a look. So I like the fullness thereof. So basically I'm doing like we do the Christmas tree. Fluffing. Fluffing, fluffing, fluffing. But anyway, I like the way it's looking. I hope you guys like it. So now, before, if you can see these chenille stems sticking up, I don't leave them like that. I try to make them as invisible as possible. But before I cut them off, what I generally do is if I'm going to add any ribbon, I go ahead and add my ribbon before I cut them off. But in this case, because I did the just the loop method or whatever, because I did the loop method, I'm not going to add the ribbon in here like I generally do. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a pretty bow, because we do have to add our sign on here, okay? And I'm going to be using these, what do you call them? Self-adhesive tie mounts. This is what I'm going to be using to put on the back of this so it'll be secure. It may move a little bit. I tried to get it as stationary as possible, but it may move a little bit, but it's not gonna fall off. So that's what we're going to be doing next, but it's pretty. I like it. I like it a lot. I like the way it turned out. All right, guys, stay tuned. So here I've used my bow maker to create my bow. I'm just pretty much just putting the loops and the tails where I want them to be before I lift it up. And I will be using a Chanel stem or pipe cleaner to wrap around together. So yeah, I used the 3 different ribbons that I told you guys about, and the one on the bottom I used the most loops and it is the longest. I think I did it at about 10 inches, and then the second ribbon I did it at 8 inches, and then the third one I think I did it about 3.5 inches because I wanted it to be shorter, and I only did 2 loops for that one. So I'm going to take the Chanel stem and wrap it around, as you guys are about to see. So here I'm just fluffing the bow, trying to get my loops and my tails the way I want it. I could have just waited until I applied it to the wreath because I have to do the same thing, but I just want to make sure that it's going to look the way that I have it in my head, and plus I wanted you guys to see what it fully looks like before I add it to the wreath. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just fluffing out my loops and getting everything in position and just creating the overall bow. This is what the back looks like, you guys, with the zip ties or Chanel stems. And I went through and I cut them all off the front, all of the legs off. And also too, I always put a little loop in the back of it so they can hang it on the door or whatever. I always put this here. That's just something a little extra. So right now all I have to do is put the sign on and the bow. I think I'm gonna put the sign on first. I kind of want to put it there. So this is what it looks like on the front, and then on the back you got your 4 sides where you can run your wire or your Chanel stem through. Okay, and this is how they're placed on the back. And I like to use the Chanel stems because they are flexible. So I generally put 2 together. To make sure it stand out so it can go through the holes here. I was about to say that one didn't want to go through for some reason. And I try to pull it as tight as possible. And then I attach it to my wreath. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off because we don't need it. So I'm just going to find a space here to tie it through. On this side, and so they can gather. And I'm sure there are different ways to do this. I'm just learning this method. Before I tie it completely tight. Yes, on there. And so I'll put them together. And then I'll use my bars here. Take it through and take it back and try to have it as neat as possible. And this is what it looks like. Okay, now we need to grab our bow, and I always leave the extra. There it is. I always use the extra pipe cleaner or the wire, whichever one I'm using. I I always leave extra so I'll be able to use it here. So I'm going to put the bow at the top. I'm running out of room here, guys, because I got another wreath that I'm working on too. Trying to make sure they're both coming through the back here so I can tie it, and I try to pull them as tight as possible, but not too tight to take away from the look of the bow. So I'm going to tie it, and I'm using one of the bars. And you can cut some off if you want, or off of the chenille stem, or you can leave it. I'm going to use my cutters. I'm going to use my cutters, and I'm going to cut it down some. Now, all these pieces that I have cut off of the chenille stems to make them shorter, I keep them. I keep them just in case. So now what I want to do is I want to fluff everything out again, okay? I want to fluff the bows out again because I may want to trim the ribbon tail down some. And then it'll have to be fluffed again once I put it on their door. Or if it's being shipped, if it's being shipped, once they take it out of the box, they have to fluff again. Fluff, 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 fluff. Okay. So, this is what it's looking like. I'm gonna have to loosen that a little bit more, because it's looking stuck in there. Alright guys, this is what it's looking like, and once it is on the client's door, I will let you guys see the final reveal of it. Okay, thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you were able to get some motivation or inspiration out of me doing this deco mesh wreath for someone. And if you're interested and you're in the Houston area, anywhere in Texas, just reach out to me on Instagram and let me know what you want, and we can work something out. All right, you all, like I said, if this is your first time here, I welcome you and hope that you enjoyed this video enough where you'll click on that subscribe button and the notification bell. And please, everyone that's watching, please give this a video a big thumbs up and leave us some comments down below. Again, thank you all so much, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye, love bugs. Thank you for watching.
Kick back and catch a vibe. We at home with Lisa, Lisa. Kick back, it's a lifestyle. We at home